Entrepreneur News. Informative. Entertaining.
Cannot take their matters to court. I have said before, averagely, we have about 100 pending cases. That does not mean that since the Edo State applied, they were granted these judges about in June last year. So it simply means that from June last year, all the fresh cases that have been filed in those courts are waiting. So you have a lot of citizens' rights are in abeyance, cannot be treated. A lot of them may have been arrested, yet they cannot go to court for fundamental human rights. So you are giving room to the law enforcement agency to abuse the law by keeping persons beyond the time they are supposed to keep them in court, simply because the courts are not working. And why are the courts not working? Simply because the governor has refused to execute his constitutional duties of simply swearing in the judges that have been appointed. So it's a very major issue. So that's why we think that we probably should come physically to Edo State and make those people to understand what the issue is and prevail on the governor to do the needful. One thing I would say is that it is a legitimate right of citizens to protest, so far it is lawful. So now we are agitating in an amiable way. Mr. Governor, can you please swear in these judges? First, another thing we also want to bring to the knowledge of the public is that once you have been announced as a judge designate, you are waiting swearing in, you can no longer work. If you were practicing as a lawyer, you stop immediately, you can no longer go to court. So you find out that those persons, these 8 names, are no longer working, they are no longer receiving salary, they cannot fend for their families. And for as long as they are not sworn in, for so long will they be in a situation of anomaly, not going forward, not going backward, not knowing what's next. But the government must also know that the NJC will never set those names aside. Neither will those names bring a fresh list someday and the NJC will sit over it. The precedence is there. So if you like, let Edo State governor not swear them in. It is the people of Edo State that are actually suffering. So if the people simply think that it's not their business or they don't seem to understand, I think they should understand. And Edo State is a very enlightened society. So I don't understand why the governor can take the people to ransom and nobody's talking. If nobody's talking from Edo State, those of us who are outside Edo State, we will keep talking until something is done. So like we said just now, what can happen? The option of a protest is on the table. You can take it up.
All right.
To compare the governor to swear them in. But like I explained to you, if you are street smart, you will know that how long will it take for the matter to end in the High Court. They will definitely appeal it. Then to be able to sue, because we are talking of 3, 4, 5 years. So what's the point? You know what I'm saying? But you want to drive us into that kind of cul-de-sac. But there's no point going into such a fruitless war. That's why we are not ready to take up that option. 1. 2, you say whether the governor can be represented. The governor cannot be represented. But in a genuine society, the governor can be taken to task by the House of Assembly. That's what the law provides. When the governor is not performing his duties, or he has done anything that is impeachable. What he has done now is an impeachable offense. But it's interfering in the third arm of government, which is the judiciary, which is an independent arm. It's directly interfering in the affairs of the judiciary and the affairs of the people, the people's rights and access to court. He has curtailed it as we speak, and that is impeachable in the real sense of the word. But what do we have? In Edo State, you have a House of Assembly that has the balls to want to take the governor through the right route. That is the problem. So you find out that we have a problem, not just in Edo State, we have a problem in Nigeria where the laws are not being followed. But like I said again, we will not keep our arms, because the more you think, the more solution comes. So we have come to appeal. Probably I'm hoping that the government will listen to us or will see this interview for him to do the needful. For the Attorney General of the state to advise him properly to do the needful. And that option is also not out, because lawyers, the Attorney General is a lawyer, and we can also we also reserve the right, if we think that it is necessary, to probably refer the Attorney General to the Legal Practitioner Disciplinary Committee to come and explain why, as the chief law officer of the state, such a thing is happening in the state, and he has not advised the governor to do the right thing. So those are the options. But for now, let's hope that the right thing will be done. If Mr. Governor is angry over the names that have come out, probably the persons he expected were not there, all he simply needs to do is to go home and lick his wounds. But it's not his right to have judges he wants appointed into the judiciary.
All right, sir. Not a small figure at all.
Well, I don't want to dwell on rumor, but I have the privilege of watching a video of him while he was being interviewed on this issue. It's a live video, so I watched it, I heard it myself, so I can comment on what came out directly from the mouth of the governor. And when he was asked this question, what he said was that some of the judges, when the list came to him, there were petitions written against some of these, let me call them judges designate, because they are not sworn, that some of them had petitions against them. And as a governor of Edo State, he will not sit down and see such thing happening, so he will not swear them. But the first question to Governor Baseke is, what is his role in the appointment of judges? Now, for those who may not understand, the appointment of judges starts from the state, what we call the State Judicial Service Commission. And the governor has, the Attorney General of the state, who is the appointee of the governor, is a member of that body. Other persons who are not there by way of office are also appointed by the governor. So the governor has an eye and ear, even in that JSC. Now, first, that is the first sieving point. If anybody has any petition to write in the first instance, it is to that body. But nobody wrote petitions, or if they were written, obviously the JSC did not find merit in them. That's why the JSC have, upon verification of qualification and whatever, send those names to the National Judicial Council, the NJC. Now, NJC, before the NJC we finally recommend for appointment, they also bring out a notice to the world for if you have anything against these persons to say so. Then the members of the branches of the NBA are also sent the list of the persons who are to be appointed to say, please comment on the suitability or otherwise of these persons. So every lawyer, at least every branch of the Nigerian Bar also has the opportunity to, at that point, lay a petition, if any, or a complaint, if any. Now, these persons went through all these processes. If there were any complaint against them, obviously, for their name to appear in the final list simply means that either there was no petition against them, or the petition against them were found not to be meritorious at all. Now, after the NJC have recommended for appointment, the governor has no right to withhold his signature from the appointment, but it is a process. It is at the last point. The law does not give any person the power, the duty to write a petition or a complaint to the governor. So in the first instance, if the governor said he received complaint, first of all, he has no right to receive any complaint against any of the judges designate. It is not his constitutional duty. It's unlawful of him to receive any complaint in the first instance. And those who wrote in the second instance too have no right to write to petition to the governor. So it's just like you want to discipline a lawyer, you start writing to the medical council. It's of no moment. So the governor has no right, no duty constitutionally to receive complaint, and no reason or any responsibility to sit on it. So having said that his reason is because petitions were written to him, that first of all shows the unlawfulness of his action. But he has no right, he has no duty to receive any complaint or to deal with any complaint. So his reason, therefore, is of no moment as far as the law is concerned.
All right, sorry.
On this issue, urging him to do the needful. That's about 2 months ago. So we waited, hoping that he would do the needful, but he didn't do anything. So that's why we are taking this another step. So if upon a reasonable time, the state has not done the needful, then we start exploring the several options that are left to us. But definitely, the issue of going to court, we will not go to court. I want you to know that if you are waiting for us to go to court or people like it, we will not go, because we know exactly the kind of trap we are setting and we are not going to fall into it. Just do the needful and write your name in gold. In 7 months or 11 months, you are out of here. So why are you leaving the legacies that people will look back tomorrow and say, when Obasanjo was the governor, he did this, he did that, he did this. I mean, it's not, for whatever it is worth, every person who occupies a public office should try to leave a good name behind. But that is what lives after you, not the appointments you made.
All right, sir. Lastly,
See, we will not give the governor any ultimatum. Reason being that if you are a courtroom lawyer, a litigator, you understand that not all cases ought to go to court. The governor is simply waiting for people to go to court so that when the judicial comes and says the matter is in court, you now simply say the matter is in court. And we all know that in Nigeria, how long it will take for such a matter to be concluded in the High Court, to the Court of Appeal, and to the Supreme Court, and simply say the matter is in court. But what he does not know, or what maybe he knows, but what the people don't know is that for every day that the government refuses to swear this judges in, is the people that are suffering, not the government, not even the lawyers. It's the people because they have no avenue to ventilate their grievances constitutionally provided. So our duty is to urge the government. But if he insists that he will not, is not going to sign, is not going to swear in those judges, constitutionally by November he will also be out of office. It simply means that he has told the people that for the next 7 months or maybe 11 months from now, that the people can go to hell, they should suffer. But that was not the reason he himself was sworn in. As Basaki's signature is not needed, or his swearing in is not needed because of Basaki. It is only simply needed because it's the governor. And it's the governor because of the constitution. So every person should play his constitutional role. But he has refused to play his constitutional role. And I think that is very, very sad. Extremely very sad. But he does not have the interest of the people at heart. If he has the interest of the people at heart, he will not be taking personal what the constitution asks him to do. The constitution simply asks him, it's a duty. Once the day comes from NJC, you swear in. You have no right whatsoever to start to look at try to doctor the list of judges that were sent for swearing in.
Triple